Hi everyone, welcome into this week's my weekly CBS Fix. I hope you had a wonderful week. This week's video is dedicated in loving memory of my uncle, my mother's brother, Yosef Meir ben Yisachar Barish Eichenstein. May you have a lichtige Gan Eden. In this week's parsha, Haftaras Vayishlach, we read about the war between Yaakov and Esav. And in the Haftorah portion, we read it from the book of Ovadiah, which is one chapter long. And Ovadiah himself was from the nation of Edom, who came from Esav, and he converted to Judaism, was a God-fearing man, ultimately was blessed with prophecy, and he tells us at least two things in the Haftorah this week. But he prophesies about the destruction, the downfall, the ultimate downfall of Edom. So Esav was called Edom as well. And the nation spread. First, they were a smaller nation, then they spread, and ultimately today what we would call the Roman government, the Roman Empire, and all of its adherents. And the verse says that in the future, when Mashiach comes, the house of Yaakov will be a fire, the house of Joseph, Yaakov's son, will be a flame, and together they will go ahead and they will destroy Edom entirely. Jacob can only battle, the Medrash says, with Esav only once Esav reaches the borders of Israel. Joseph could even battle with Esav even beyond the borders of Israel. That's why both of them are needed. But ultimately, there is a destruction that will happen to the nation of Edom because of all the evil that they've done to the Jews throughout their history. And let's make no mistake about it. The Jewish people, their number one enemy is certainly the people of Edom. And anyone that's part of it, they've spilled more bloodshed and converted more people over the thousands of years, more than any other nation by far. They're therefore worthy of being destroyed. And we'll touch on soon as to maybe why they are destroyed. What do they do? The second thing it actually says, it says that Hashem says, now Edomites, certainly known for their scholars, certainly known for their wisdom, but the verse says, Halo b'yom mahu ne'um Hashem, and that day, says Hashem, V'abadati chachamim me'edom, and I will make lost, I will get rid of all the wise from Edom, utvunu mahar Esav, and understanding from Mount Esav, which is the capital city of Edom. That means in the future, there'll be no more wise people of Edom at the time that they get destroyed. Now, the Talmud tells us, the chachma b'goyim tamen. If somebody tells you that there's wisdom among the nations of the world, you should believe them. They certainly have wisdom. But Torah b'goyim al tamen. To tell you that there's Torah by the nations of the world, don't believe them. Now, what does that mean? That means the fact that they have chachma, that they have wisdom, that they can understand specific sciences, that we believe. But the sciences that they promote themselves, and to say that there's actually proof for that in the Torah, that we cannot believe. So take, for example, all the mythologies that they have, or evolution, or Big Bang, or all the different theories. There's people that actually try to prove it from the Bible, from the Torah. And there's even Jewish people that try to prove all these different scientific theories and that they're actually in the Torah. But it's not true. Torah b'goyim al tamen. Don't believe it. They're excellent when it comes to mathematics or biology or anything else that's out there that's actual science. But to then say that these sciences that they make up on their own, that there's proof for them in the Torah, that's what's not true. And maybe that can help us understand why Edom is actually guilty of being wiped off the face of the map. And that's because Edom, we know all from our own history, all the lies that they said about us, and basically they've been perpetuating lies and different theories all throughout their entire existence. Their very existence, living as we are who we are. We are a wonderful nation, even though we're murderous at the same time. It's just one big fat lie. And therefore, the lies that they trying to perpetuate and then claim that that's a divine will, that's somebody it's a complete perversion, using God's name in the wrong way, living a life of just a complete entire lie. Esav himself, Yaakov, his brothers, just lived an entire lie, and therefore his descendants are doing the exact same thing, and ultimately they'll be destroyed. And so that's a lesson for us. We have to hold on to the truth that we have as much as possible and realize the truth that we have. and ultimately there will be Edom's destruction, and ultimately there will be the Jewish people's salvation. The day we look forward to V'hoya Hashem Lamalach Kol Haaretz, that day Hashem will be king on throughout the entire land. May we merit to see it speedily in our days. Have a great Shabbos. Thank you for listening.